I wish we would have taken a
what we
picture
call it.
because
Yeah, y'all need to lay them beside each other. Oh, here we go.
No, baby.
oh boy.
He got the background going too.
Yeah, he does.
He's sitting on a throne of lies.
I got nothing but white walls behind me, so there's nothing cool behind me.
Well, us either.
I gotta get me a background. Hang on. How did you get your own?
I just saved the picture. That's my it's been my Castle Zach like avatar for 3 years now, or 2 years, I guess.
I know, but how do you add it to the Zoom?
Oh,
I got it. I see it.
3 dots.
I see it.
Back there.
Yeah. Add image. Gotcha. Because I downloaded one just for this particular.
Let's get that.
There we go.
Oh,
Let's go. We in there. It's backwards, but whatever.
and I got the sad boy season.
Oh man. I hope he joins in. That'd be
That's how it
awesome.
started.
Do what?
That's how it started. I wore that draft weekend.
Yeah. We'll give it a few minutes. Hopefully we can get some participation in. I got my ugly Christmas sweater. My orange and black.
I was gonna say orange. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hand over, I guess.
I can't pull orange off. So
Not
I'm
many
thinking
can.
maybe if I humiliate myself enough here, it'll carry over. The gods are they're shining down. And
Yeah, my face is like
cute.
like Tom Brady.
Cute. Yeah.
I need to
Looking good, dog.
shave. Mine's getting out of control, a little bushy.
How's baby doing?
She's good, sleeping. Dude, she slept
Yeah.
all day, literally all day. She's been up maybe like 2 hours. I feel like today.
It's that Woodley in her, man. Y'all are so chill, laid back. Like
Nah, Blakely was not.
I feel like just so chill.
Blakely was not.
Oh, man.
You got anybody else?
Hang on. I got Phil and Drumo are in. And we'll give it another 5 minutes or so. I love with the intro picks is like all y'all's LinkedIn picks, and it's awesome.
Was mine too.
I don't know what yours was.
I love how it was my LinkedIn pick, and then he threw on a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah. For your more important Zooms, less important Zooms, you have to have that appearance going. Oh man. How's everybody doing, man? Y'all doing all right?
Yeah. What up, guys?
You ready to get this dance going? This rodeo going? Like
Did you send another like text out or anything? We know just no questions from the audience going to come today.
I did. I sent it out as many times as I could. I'm gonna send one more.
Did anybody confirm that they were going to come? Besides Smitty?
Ben was the only one who said he couldn't. But everybody, no, I didn't hear from anybody else. So
Ben's too busy writing checks over there.
that's what he said. He's like, dude, I'm swamped right now. Like, he's like, I work like crazy hours a day, and so hang on, let me send this text out.
I didn't even realize I was muted before. What's up, guys?
What up?
What up? I should have made a Zoom background.
I was hoping Trip was going to join for this sad boy season.
It's a good shirt.
That is
Trip's
awesome.
not going to join. Trip's just pissed off.
Yeah.
He lost.
Doggy Soros.
Yeah, Trip got smacked. Everybody would have got smacked by the Mafia last week.
I know, honestly, for the four of us, it's a really good thing that Ted and Trip both lost, because I was worried about both of their teams more than anyone else.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm out the gate talking shit to the group.
It's all right. Smitty's gonna interview me first, and then I'll do the rest. I'm not sure how long I'll have him, so hopefully we can get a couple more guys in. I'll give it to get about 3 or 4 more minutes. Y'all good with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna send it out on YouTube anyway. So I went back and watched some of the like previous ones. Dude, Phil, I your last one, I feel bad. I don't think I did the Final Four the last time you were in it. I did a championship one. Oh, here's Trip.
Was the blog alive back then? Do we do?
I think the blog was alive.
I remember last year when we did this, we had like a company Christmas party like the same night.
Yeah.
I don't think I was here.
Trouble.
That
What up?
boy,
Good Lord, boy, where you at?
He's driving.
On
Hey,
the way to
Blink.
get on the way to get some islands, boy.
Hey, blink twice if you're okay. Blink twice if you're okay.
Oh, I'm good.
Trip's in the trunk.
Feel like I'm in a Terrifier movie.
With a smile on his face, that little shitty grin, just smiling.
Oh me.
How's in there? Oh God. Of course, Zach in the background.
That's my Abby. It's been my Abby for like 2 years now, I guess 2-3 years.
Go the shirt.
I'm just keeping it. Oh yeah, sad boy season. Trip. think Trip froze.
Save it. Bring it back.
Oh,
Go it
shit.
again.
Who all's in here right now? I can't tell.
We got
The whole
me.
league.
Yeah.
All I
Even Tony.
see is Zach and Jason.
Even Tony's in here.
You got for a bunch of legends, y'all are slacking in this chat.
It's
Exactly.
it's not good. It's not good for the legends.
It's poor look. I watched, like I said, I went back and watched last year's. Ted had his little drink sitting there with his like his kid's easel, and he had written up there, "I'm just here so I don't get fined" or something like that.
He did like a Woody Page thing.
Yes,
Oh, God.
yes, the whole time. And then when it was his turn, he he hopped on there. Demo's hopping in.
I like that Christmas sweater. Is that a Christmas sweater or like a Halloween
It's
sweater?
an ugly Christmas sweater. Yeah. No, I mean it's a great looking Christmas sweater.
Oh God.
Demo,
Oh,
What up, JG?
what's
like
up,
about to
baby?
rip like a
Not much.
massive shot.
We got a Christmas party going here.
All right,
Oh, Lord.
that's
I like the
awesome.
background of that.
The Castle Zach thing.
JG,
Yeah.
JG,
Hey
deep
man,
down, I'm still mad at you, man.
I know.
I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at them
You're
Green
mad
Bay
at
Packers
You're
and
you're mad at the
that damn
process.
Baker Mayfield.
You're mad at the process.
That's it. That's what I'm mad at. The
It's not
process.
Baker's fault.
Oh me. Demo got the flow going on too, baby. Look at that.
Hair's
buddy.
getting
Look at
long,
that.
dude.
Look
Yeah,
at that
man, it's getting
lettuce.
long.
Look at that lettuce.
Daniel
Oh,
gone.
yeah.
he left.
And he's gone. Just in and out.
In and out. Quick as possible. Oh me. All right. I don't want to keep you guys too long. I know y'all got all kinds of stuff going on.
You're recording it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm recording. I'm gonna post it. So it'll be out there. Hopefully some people will pop in as we go.
Sucks for questioning.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully Trip's got a question.
I'll think of something.
I think yeah.
Are you really going to islands? Are you really?
I'm going to islands.
I love it.
How much longer you got to get the islands?
About 2 minutes. Inflation proof that company.
That I'm telling you, man. Dollar tacos for life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean if I
Just like
y'all-
his dad right now. When it's dark, like I don't think you'd be able to tell the difference. Like if that could easily be your dad, and I wouldn't know.
Oh man.
Bo Senior,
Yeah.
Cooter Beef Senior.
Bose soundproof. But I'm ready if y'all are, man. So just whenever y'all.
I gotta clean out the office.
Yeah, let's get it going.
Okay.
I didn't think about it.
I'll do like a little intro and then Smitty can take over. I'm gonna go first, and then I think it was Drumo next, and then Phil, then Zach, and so maybe we'll get some questions as we go. But all right, so boys, here we are. Got a decent little turnout here tonight. This is your final 4 interviews for 2022. I can't think of a crazier group of 4 to be here at the end. It's pretty insane, you know, kind of how this season's gone and, you know, what's transpired, especially over the last 4 or 5 weeks. But here we are. We're going to have a first time winner, and that's pretty cool in itself. There is no opportunity for a repeat champ. One of us 4 is going to be in the championship, or 2 of us are going to be in the championship. One of us is going to be hoisting that trophy and having to spend 6 months trying to figure out how they're going to present themselves on draft weekend, because that is probably the toughest part of the job. But you get your name on that trophy etched in stone for life. We've got me versus Drumo in what I would consider the 1 o'clock game. And then we have Zach versus Phil in the primetime flex spot. And it's going to be exciting. It's Christmas weekend, and you know, a lot of stuff going on. It's just been a heck of a season. And so here we are, and we're going to get these interviews going and just kind of get some perspective on what everybody's been thinking throughout. You know, we get together draft weekend, and then we kind of go our separate ways. Everybody kind of deals with the season in their own way, and we get a little bit of insight on how things have gone and what guys have done. You know, moves, transactions, how they've dealt with the swings of the season, and it's always fun to kind of get everybody's, you know, insight and perspective. So, but I appreciate you everybody tuning in, and let's get after it. I'm going to go first. I've got Smitty here. He's going to do the honors of asking me the hard-hitting questions, and here we go.
All right, Jason, 17th year, man.
Yep.
17 years.
Incredible, man. Been a run.
Have never made the championship game. I'm going to start. We'll come back to that. All right. So this is your 6th Final Four.
It is.
Right?
Yes.
The first one since 2019. COVID was a struggle. We struggled during COVID, Commish.
We did.
A lot on your plate. But hey, congratulations. I think this is your 12th playoff appearance, which you have 6 wins in. This season, you're 19-9, thanks to top 7. Woo! Not sure what Ben's record was without top 7, but we'll get back to that too. You come in as a 3 seed. Last week was one of the craziest things we've ever seen. Your game and Zach's game, and you guys earned it. Green Bay Packers start, absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Questionable non-start of AJ Dillon. But yeah, I mean, squeaked it out. Can't imagine what your nuts were like. But yeah, point 3. Your record against Druma in games that matter. It's 5-6.
Not good.
Not good. He beat the living fuck out of you in week 10, 176-93, I think.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. You're averaging about 123 points a game. Drumo is way more than that, like a lot more. So I guess we'll come back to all that, but tell me how you got here. What was the draft like? What was the season like? How did you end up here today?
Man, it's been a long 4 or 5 months since we all got together at the glorious beach house. it's been a roller coaster ride for sure. I think draft weekend, you know, there was a lot of extracurriculars the night before the draft, and I partook, and just just a little bit, and you know, I saw what I needed to see, and it was Lamar. It was Lamar Jackson ride that you know, contract year and go after it, and actually go after some guys that were kind of getting slept on, like on the pods, on the, you know, the preseason rankings. I think about Antonio Gibson. I think about Cordell Patterson. I think about Mike Evans, you know, a bunch of guys that, you know, were kind of lower on the totem pole as far as draft stock and how much they were going to go for. Lamar was the big one, though. I really wanted him, and he comes out on fire. And, you know, just I felt like I had a good draft. Goddard, however you want to say it, Joe Dirt. He's been solid. He's been as solid as a tight end can be, not named Kelsey, you know. So I picking him up, and then my keepers. I feel like I had two pretty good keepers with Waddle and Higgins. They both worked out for me, and so yeah, I mean, it's been a good season so far. You know, I am absolutely limping right now. I feel like I've been kicked in the shins for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and it hadn't been great, but we're here, man. You know what? All you can ask for is a chance. Like you said, I've been here. This is my 6th Final Four, and you get there enough times, eventually you break through. So hopefully this is that moment. Hopefully this is that time.
I mean, let's follow up with that. Like, what would a trip, and obviously we're not overlooking Drew out here, but what would a trip to the finals mean? 17 years, never been there. Like, what is that? I mean, it's almost like Messi winning the World Cup, right? Like, I mean, you got to get there first, but holy shit.
It's a good resume builder for my next league that I'm starting up. You know, I think it would be something, I'm not going to say it's a check a box kind of thing, but it is, you know, like I enjoy doing what I do with this league, and I enjoy you guys having success and winning and doing good things. It'd be nice, man. Just throw a dog a bone, you know, one time. It'd be cool to actually get there and feel that stress that I've witnessed. You know, I do the interviews for the championship, and I've seen guys talk about, you know, oh my God, if this guy goes off, you know, whatever. I'd love to feel that heat.
Yeah,
even if I get blown out, it'd be cool.
I think Justin could probably attest to this too, but it's a damn good feeling. I mean, it's a great feeling getting there, but it's also a damn good feeling winning. So twice. But yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to get up there with you guys in that Legends division that just balled out this year. I'm just trying to get up there with you guys, and just, you know, hey, I'll be in that division if I were to get it done. But again, not looking ahead. Got a tough matchup this week. I got a guy who's in fuego right now. So
I got you. Hey, just remember, heroes get remembered, but legends never die. So we might be down this year. We'll be back. Hey, let's talk about some matchups. Is there any guys that jump out at you from your side, but then also from Drumo's side that, like, hey, you're excited about this, but also a little worried about somebody maybe?
I'm worried about a lot, to be honest. I think the Dalvin Cook last week, I watched that whole game. I watched Matt Ryan absolutely fold. They're not playing the Colts this week, so that does help a little bit. That one scares me, though. I feel like he's got a chance to go absolutely nuts. I love the weather this week. Weather is weather. The weather outside is weather, and I love it. And it's going to be cold December football for a lot of for Drumo's matchups. He's actually got the toughest tight end matchup with Washington. You know, that I think that kind of plays into my hands a little bit. And Minshew, as we have seen in the past, his last start. He threw it to Goddard quite a bit. So I think the tight end matchup is going to matter. Fields can't throw, and we all know it. We know it. We've seen it, and but it's going to be cold, and so
This weather plays into that, right? I mean, this plays into his strength with how cold it's going to be. I mean, he's going to run the ball. That's what he does.
Yeah, but I think also defensively, I think they will be able to stack the box a little more, knowing that it's cold. I think they'll be able to play a little bit more eyes on him kind of deal. Also, little shoulder. I'm not putting that to the wayside. I think the shoulder still hurt, man. I think it's still a little tweaked. It's not a Jalen Hurts kind of hurt, but it's I think it's still there. So, but yeah, I think Olave has a chance. But Dalvin Cook, for the most part, is the scariest. And obviously, I mean, Diggs could go for 20 targets and 10 catches, but I like the weather. I think the weather plays into my hands a little bit, but we'll see.
Got you, man. Hey, you got a few Packers on your team. Started the defense, came off the Titans that scored 0 after I dropped them the week of, and then pulled the Packers out of your ass this past week. My question for you is, should you be in jail with Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Any
Great
story?
question.
Anything from Christmas? Doing anything with the family?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm headed up to the Mount, Nashville. Going to head up to on Friday. Head up to Mom's house. She is getting internet tomorrow. I have confirmed she is getting internet, so I will be able to watch some football. I've told my sister I'm boycotting her house until they get a living room TV, and so mom has a lot on her plate. Decorating, cooking, and getting internet. So that's something that I'm looking forward to is kind of hanging out over there and watching these glorious games. This is exactly the same thing I did. I went to Mom's house last time I played Drumo in the Final Four. It didn't work out. Got a little ugly, but yeah, we're gonna try it again. Round 2.
I love thinking of the image of you just arms crossed over that spectrum or whoever guy while he's working, just making sure he's doing it right.
Hey, you gotta play. Hey,
arms crossed,
unplug it, and plug it back in.
Hey, I know I'm running short on time. I have 2 more questions. So, and they kind of were centered around the same thing, but the last few years, COVID's been a struggle. I think the biggest difference in your life this year is, hey, you're a head ball coach now. I mean, you are the guy. So is there anything that's changed as your approach to fantasy changed because you are the guy now for New Hanover JV football?
I think I think yeah, a little bit of perspective, like how maybe things work. But also I think I got up early a lot the last 4 months, to watch film and get the league manager note updated. I think the morning is that's my time. Like I'm a coffee morning grinder guy. I go to bed pretty early, I will admit. But early bird got the worm a little bit this year, and I think that's kind of been the key to my success.
Got you. And then, hey, last question on that. So following up from the last few years being a struggle, is there any advice that you would give to someone who maybe didn't win a single matchup all year moving forward, just how to stay, in it to where you suck, but how do you come back next year? Right. Like, so you've been down, how do you get back up?
I was very proud of myself last weekend. I went to the state championship game and he was in attendance, and I didn't mention it. I tried because I felt like he's already dealt with it enough internally, right? I mean,
hope so.
I mean, he's had to. That's a lot, If not for top 7, my man gets 2 wins this year. I feel partially to blame though. I did beat him. That 1 week we played, and you know what, I could have done things differently, and
Yeah.
he would not be in this situation. I feel a little bad, but also, you know, we find out we find out what he's made of. Coach speak coming in hot. When you face a little adversity, you know, how do you bounce back? You know, what do you do? How do you deal with it? And I think it's going to be key going into 2023.
For sure. Well, good luck to him. He knows who he is. So that's all I got. We'll open it up. Any questions that any of you guys have?
For
Not
anybody?
a question, just a quick comment for Jason on Fields' throwing ability. He had the highest QBR of any quarterback against the Eagles this season last week, so he did pretty well.
So, he's coming in hot. He's coming in hot.
Has he broke 200 yards yet?
If you go, when you
That
go,
question doesn't qualify a response.
8 for 8 helps your QBR. It does.
Jason, I got a question. On a scale of elite to booty cheeks, how confident are you in Sam Darnold?
Oh man.
Yeah, what?
So there's nothing wrong with that. Sam is, let's be honest. I've heard it, I've seen it in the chat. Sam's great. He's elite, maybe. He's close. So I
Mike's
think,
better than Sam Darnold.
and I think all your eyes on the game will help. Like, I think y'all are going to be watching the Panthers. There's quite a few in this league that'll be watching the Panthers game. So I think that also will help. And Drumo just having to pull against the Panthers, that was kind of an angle.
I like that strategy.
Yeah. Like having to watch that and just say, it's okay.
I'll be honest with you. I'm already pulling against them. I want them to get a higher draft pick. So
Hey, I'd like to make another note that Justin Fields was 14 for 21 for 152 yards and had a QBR of 41.1 against the Eagles this past weekend. So that's fucking trash. There's no way that stat is true.
comment.
No comment. But no, I'm holding out. I want to remind everybody in here, you got till kickoff tomorrow night to make sure that IR spot is taken care of. But I think Lamar practices tomorrow. There's some optimism. If he practices, I think he plays, and so I'm still holding out hope. And there's still a couple waiver pickups left. Drumo, hats off, by the way. Gamesmanship, picking up Gardner Minshew. That was chef's kiss. That was nice.
Yeah, sorry,
I
Mitch.
definitely had a play on him. I think you had priority over me. So very nicely done. You don't need him. Maybe you'll drop him in the next day or so.
I don't know. We'll see.
If I don't know if go ahead. Sorry.
Saying what's up to AJ. I saw him just pop up.
Yeah.
Oh, AJ's here. I thought that was Josh Allen.
Oh, hey.
Laser rocket arm.
I love how Demo
Big hands.
popped in and literally just popped out. I thought he was going to get back in and just.
That was it.
I have a question for Kamish. People are saying that you possibly retire if you win it. Care to speak on that?
Ooh, oh man. I've seen the sunset. I've seen it. And I know Zach just moved to a place where they have horses, so I may hop on one and ride off, man. I don't know. It may be time to pass the torch.
Phil has a hat for you.
Phil does have the hat. He's rocking the hat, man. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I would be in a glass case of emotion, as Jay House put it so elegantly the other day. If I were to win this thing, but one game at a time. Let's just try to get there for the first time, and then let the chips fall where they may.
But you're not fucking retiring.
Could anybody do what I do? Maybe
He's
not.
leveraging us for a bigger salary.
Yeah, no, I mean, dude, I got the jersey, I got the grill. You guys are paying me well. You're paying me well. Football, Canton is still sitting right there. Love it. signed by everybody. So yeah, no,
Okay, is there a way?
Look at that flow too, by the way.
I'm sorry.
You got that hair's going. Nice.
Did someone break?
Thought it
into
was part of the filter in the background, to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah, it's nice,
Is that Trip talking?
Phew.
man. That's luscious locks, the
Mm.
playoff hair.
A trip order in
I
his
just
house.
started. I just started this last week, so this is
There's
no
no way.
telling what I'll do.
There's no way you just started that last
no
week.
telling. No telling what I'll do if we make a little run here. No telling. But no, yeah, I'm excited to be here, man. I appreciate everybody, and I'm pumped about being back in the Final Four, man. It's fun. I enjoy this too. This is the cherry on top right here, just to kind of hang out and talk a little fantasy football.
Hell yeah. Hey, I have a question for Phil before I forget. What are we wearing suits to your wedding?
Just be comfortable. You don't have to wear a tie. It's gonna be
Yeah,
hot.
I was gonna wonder what beach formal is.
Just something light. It doesn't matter. Just it's gonna be hot. You don't need to wear a tie or sweat your ass off.
Final Four is Island Boys.
That's like a month away, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know if I really answered your question, but
So
I don't know if I was even gonna go tie anyway, so now I'm still confused.
I'm just gonna wear a linen suit, okay?
that's cool. Yeah, I got my friend Dave's wearing a seersucker suit. If you have like a gray tan,
Carolina.
Yeah.
All right. I'm done. Thank you.
cool.
Awesome, Smitty. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. All
Love
right,
Kamish.
next up we have Drew Mo, my nemesis this week.
Oh boy.
I have some stats here, sir. This is Drew Mo's 15th year in the league. That's exactly right.
Some cheers.
Yeah. This is his 5th Final Four. His last was in 2020, where he lost in the championship, but he's made it there. The last couple of times he's made the Final Four, he's made it to the championship, which is very impressive. I'm not going to say it's a year on, year off deal, but it kind of is. We're kind of trending in that direction for you, where 1 year you make that run. Next year's a little bit of a struggle. Then you follow it up with another runner. You're 13 and 15 coming in, 2nd in the tank this year, 7 seed. You beat your arch rival Ted in round 1, your arch nemesis, and you scored the 2nd most points last week. That's pretty impressive. So at least you weren't playing Phil, but that's pretty impressive. So you're coming in hot. You won our week 10 matchup, like Smitty alluded to earlier. You beat the crap out of me. I think you doubled me up almost. It was pretty ugly. And like I said, I'm limping in. It's not pretty. Weeks 5 through 10, let's talk about it. You went a perfect 12-0. I think that's kind of where you made your run into the playoffs. And when I talk about your roller coaster season, then that's part of it. I think that was like, you started out kind of at the bottom. We're just getting moving, clink, 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 making that climb. And then you skyrocket up weeks 5 through 10, going a perfect 12-0. And then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, look out for this guy. Struggled a little bit of late. Even gotten down to the nitty gritty a little bit that last week of the regular season, where you're like, oh my God, am I going to make the playoffs? I think that kind of crossed your mind a little bit, but you're 6-5 versus me in games that matter. I didn't count week 2 playoffs, consolation bracket. I didn't count any of those. 6-5 versus Kamish, pretty strong. And you're averaging 126.2 a game, man. How you feeling? Welcome to the Final Four. First of all, how are you feeling? And let's walk us through your season.
Well, first of all, I'm feeling pretty lucky that I made it past Ted. I thought I was probably going to lose to Ted. My season, I thought I drafted okay. I think the story of my season really is picking up Justin Fields, getting lucky, picking up him at the right time, about a week before he started to really blow up. and then making the trade for Hopkins and then for Diggs. Spending that auction money on Hopkins and then flipping him for Diggs, I think really helped me a lot. I also think I've been really lucky because I haven't had a ton of injuries this year. I started out with Kittle. He was out for like the first few games, so that hurt me. And, I got off to like a 2-7 start, I think. But I, feel fortunate to have gotten past Ted in the first round. I'm not sleeping on Kamish this week. Definitely not. Especially because of the fact that like 4 of my players are playing in like single degree temperatures outside. I have no idea what's going to happen.
That's football weather. That's football weather.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen with, Diggs, Fields, Davis, Olave. Olave might not even play, by the way. He's been out practice for 2 days in a row with a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
So don't know what's going to happen. A little bit nervous, based on all the stats that you read off. I should be confident, but I'm not.
Yeah, you should be confident. Yeah, man.
And yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
Just vibing, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. We talk about matchups and things like that. As far as who you got going, we've talked about the weather and all that stuff. Is there anything that really like scares you? Is there anything that makes you feel like Christmas could get spoiled kind of deal? Like, is there anything on my team that scares you? That's the question I really want to ask. Is there anything on my team that scares you? Like Lamar playing. Like if Lamar plays, does that scare you?
No, I'm not worried about Lamar playing.
I'm worried. I wouldn't be there.
I'm worried about a couple of your guys just having just like monster games sort of out of nowhere. I feel like your team's pretty hot and cold. You can score 100 points or you can score like 160. I don't know what's going to happen with the cold weather games. Goddard's coming back. I feel like Minshew's going to lean on him a lot, so it's probably going to be a lot of points there. Not sure if Kittle can make that up. Although Kittle averages over 20 fantasy points a game with Deebo Samuel out, so that's encouraging for Kittle. But as far as anything that I'm worried about the cold weather, and I'm worried that your team might just have a blow up week because I think you're due at this point.
Well, I think, and just personally speaking, I've been touchdown dependent for a lot of the season. So if my guys were to score a touchdown, I think that's kind of where I score my points. So yeah, I guess anytime if Mike Evans wants to just find it, just see where it's at, put his feet in it, see what's up. I think they could get weird on Sunday night.
Yeah. And I'm also worried about the fact that pretty much my entire team, except for Kittle, goes at 1:00 on Saturday. And then I've just got to like slowly watch your players like dwindle down, whatever score difference there is. And, it's going to be like torture for about 36 hours.
Unless I'm down 80 and it doesn't matter. But yeah. Hopefully it's close.
It's going to matter. Trust me.
Hopefully it's interesting, man. That's all we can really hope for. What a trip back to the finals. What would that mean to you, man? I know you've been there a couple of times. You've had that taste. You've been right there. You've been so close. What would getting back there mean to you at this point?
Same answer as the last time we had this discussion a couple of years ago when I was facing Justin. Just redemption. Been there twice. Lost a couple of really close matchups in the finals both times I went there, and feel like I'm due, maybe third time's a charm if I can make it there. But, I would just feel, redeemed, or I would just feel like a good sense of, redemption if I,
So this is the redeem team. This is the redeem team.
I hope so. Yeah, you mentioned that I go like up and down. I have up and down years. It's usually because I, spend all my auction bucks to go for it the years that my team's decent, and then I show up at the draft next year with nothing.
Everybody's got their strategy, so it's whatever, man. I love it. I think like putting yourself in this position enough times is like eventually, it's going to work out for you. All right. So predictions. What do you got this weekend? Is there something that all right, you've seen that crystal ball. What does it say for you this Christmas weekend? It's going to be Christmas Eve. We got some football tomorrow night. I don't think either of us neither one of us have anything going tomorrow night, but Saturday, Sunday, what kind of predictions you got going on?
So I got I think I mentioned in the chat, I got the family coming over. My dad, my dad and his wife, my brother and his wife and niece, they're all coming over. We're doing Christmas on Christmas Eve Saturday.
You're gonna show
they're gonna have
your team before the game.
Gonna show everybody the team, have everybody locked into the TV. And I think that my prediction, my bold prediction is I think that Diggs and Davis are gonna just go off. I think that they're due for a big game, regardless of the cold weather. They think it's too cold. Maybe Josh Allen won't throw it that much. Nah, I don't think so.
Bills Mafia just takes over.
Yeah,
that is a fear of mine. So, well, that's great, man. You're gonna have some family over. That's awesome. Hopefully, we hear some stuff in the chat as far as weird things that uncles say or something like that. That'd be awesome. We always love that, or father-in-law, mother-in-law kind of deal. I look forward to that every Christmas. Not sure about y'all, and but yeah, man, you're back in the Final Four, and congrats on your first round win. And here we go, dude. Worthy adversary. I love you, and best of luck to you.
You too, man. Good luck. Look, it's a win-win situation, right? Either I go to the championship for the third time, or Kamishi goes to the championship for the first time. So win-win.
Is that a reverse jinx kind of? Okay. Just a little bit. I'm just kidding. No,
maybe possibly.
I mean, I'm excited for the matchup, man. Let's get it cranked up. Anybody got any questions?
What about it?
A question, Andrew. It's a two-part question here. First question from that is do fantasy points matter? And then 2, if they do matter, could you please provide me with your analysis on how you rank players that you want to be on your team and how you got to this level today?
Okay, first question. Yes, of course. Duh. It's the only thing that does matter. Second part of the question, how do I rank players?
What's your analysis behind your rankings? How, when you if your analysis is points, how do you analyze that?
Well, if they score a lot of points, if they score more points than the other player, then I rank them ahead of the other player. I know it's complicated. It's complex math, but that's basically how I do my analysis of players. That's how I do my power rankings.
Gotcha. Taking you to the next level. Congratulations on being in the Final Four, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it. Good question. Tough question.
Yeah, I can't believe you rate your players on fantasy points.
Well, just trying to take my game to the next level, get one under my belt.
I learned something new here today. I'll be resetting my entire lineup before Saturday. Bill's finished.
I have a question. If you could go back and keep Kadarius Toney, Hunter Renfrow, and Gabe Davis, who would you keep, if any?
I would.
No, dude, fuck, marry, kill those 3.
Fuck, marry, kill those 3.
Fuck, marry, FMK.
Obviously, it's well, let's see. Tough question. I think
you would definitely fuck Kadarius.
Marry Gabe Davis. Fuck Kadarius Toney. Kill Hunter Renfrow. Yeah. Pretty easy.
His name's literally Hunter. So gotta kill him.
Yep.
There's a love-hate relationship with Kadarius Toney, and all the time you really love him.
Sometimes you got to go back, man. He's just he's like an ex you can't get rid of.
Funny.
Every time I think I'm free, he
Can't believe
just
I got him for
draws me back in.
$0.
Jeez.
Oh man. Anybody else? J House being awful quiet. He's saving his heavy hitters for the late crowd.
Trip's eating some tacos right now.
Trip is smoking tacos, dollar tacos.
Sorry.
All right. Well, if that's it, we'll move on to what I consider the primetime matchup between Phil and Zach. We're going to go with Phil first. Just talking a little bit about Phil and his squad. This is Phil's 10th year in the league, and loved every year of it, by the way. I'm glad you joined us. I still remember that night when we all got hype as hell at Derek's apartment, and you hopped in with us, man. So it's been a fun 10 years. I'm glad you're in. This is his second Final Four. His last appearance was 2018. I still cannot believe that we didn't do the Final Four interviews that year. It blows my mind. I went back and looked on YouTube everywhere, deep dive, rabbit hole. Couldn't find anything. But he's had 8 playoff appearances in his 10 years. So this dude is no stranger to the playoffs. Like, my man makes the playoffs. He's got 2 playoff wins. One, both coming in the auction era. Is that correct?
Maybe, not sure. Yeah, maybe that was the first year of auction.
I think 18 in this year. I think auction. Yeah, so big auction guy. 17 and 11 coming in to the playoffs, 3rd in the Musty, 8 seed, kind of coming in. As far as record goes, you were ranked higher, but with points, had to drop to the 8 seed, so had to play Trip, who is no longer here. God, what a coward. Yeah, and so the 8 seed going up against the 1 seed last week. You got a Trip revenge win last week. So last year, Trip's the one that knocked you out of the playoffs. This year, you come back, you play him week 1, round 1, and you get that dub. And not only do you win, you smoke his ass. It was bad. Probably one of the bigger blowouts of the year besides Drumo over me, week 12 or 10, whenever that was. Anyway, matchup with Zach. Y'all played in week 12. You lost by 3 point. I'm terrible at math right now. Looks like maybe 2.7, but it was a close matchup. 143.6 to 140.9. And you're 4-8 versus Zach in games that matter. Going back and looking at it, you're coming in with 127 points per game, which is the most out of the Final Four. So your team has scored quite a bit of points this week. So you start out 8-0, going back and looking at it, and you and Zach are just fucking on fire. You played Big House week 1, and you really set the table for him going 0-14. That was terrible of you. So you're an accomplice as well.
You all.
But here we are, man. Final Four, Phil. Welcome, brother. Walk us through your season, draft, transactions. How have you put yourself in this position?
Which one?
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to be here with Demo's kids in the background as well. They're welcome to be in the Mafia. Yeah, this season was I didn't love being so Cardinal centric because I kept Hollywood and Connor. Didn't love that, but thankfully Zach gave me Kirk Cousins later in the year to give me JJ's guy, so that was good. But no, I when it came to the draft, I thought the best player overall to draft was Christian McCaffrey. That's who I really wanted. But I didn't think I could afford him. And so I went with JJ for a little cheaper, like before that. So hats off to Justin for securing CMC. He's a fucking monster. But yeah, just went with JJ. And my team started off hot, then kind of went off the rails. So I feel like Hollywood and Connor were like the inverse of each other. Hollywood started good, and then got hurt. Kyler got hurt. DeAndre came back, and then Connor's kind of been the opposite. So like all in all, the keeper situations, whatever. And JJ was like literally my whole draft. Christian Kirk was a good draft pick.
I agree with that.
But
Yes.
what's weird is like that trade with AJ, like Kamara has been whatever. It's just I got lucky with Zay Jones balling out. I don't know if he's going to ball out against Sauce Gardner, but he balled out for the past couple weeks. So I got lucky there. I missed on Chase Edmonds bad, so it's just been kind of piecing shit together.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's kind of part of it anyway, man. Like the draft is what it is. You know, sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't. I think that in season stuff that you do kind of helps you put yourself in a position, you know, to go after it. As far as your matchups, I mean, you're looking at it. I know you said, you know, Cardinals wise, Connor has been going nuts. Especially, you know, I think with Connor out, with Kyler out, I think Connor has kind of carried the weight a little bit as far as that goes. But JJ, you know what you're getting from him. There's very few weeks where he doesn't perform. But just, you know, looking over your team, what do you like? What do you not like this week as you're playing Zach?
Yeah, I mean, weather's not a big thing because it's like Kirk and JJ are inside, but is 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. Saturday. Is that prime time? Is that prime time Kirk Cousins? It was for a half last week. I don't know if it's going to be prime time Kirk or what. So that's kind of a coin flip. And then I don't know if I can afford a ZJ. I just don't know. I hate that it's on a Thursday too. I don't want to set the tone with him throwing up, you know, 6.9 points, and then all of a sudden, you know, Zach's projected to beat me going into Saturday. So we'll see. It should be and Zach's got Herbert in the dome too in Indy. So I don't think weather's going to be too much of a factor with us.
Yeah. I think y'all kind of dodged the bullet a little bit on as far as the weather goes. I think me and Drumo definitely have the weather aspect going for us. So what about as far as Zach goes? Is there something that like just pops off? I know you just talked about Herbert in the dome. Is there something that looking at his squad is like, if I could just limit this guy, or if this guy blows the hell up, I'm screwed. What is it? Have you had a chance to look at it?
Yeah, I mean, if I could limit Baker Mayfield from lighting up the Broncos D, lighting up like 10 or 11 touchdowns, I think I got a shot. Obviously, Jamar has a crazy ceiling. Kelsey, I'm terrified of. But DJ Moore's been kind of the X factor the past couple of weeks, so maybe
and he has Donald throwing to him. So
that is true. So yeah, probably Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold is what I'm terrified of this week.
Nice.
It could be.
All right. So
you muted yourself, Smitty.
Could be PJ Walker though.
Let's pray.
It could be. I could be picking up a quarterback on Sunday. So you haven't been there. Me and you are kind of in the same boat as far as that goes. You know, being able to kind of get to that next week, that last week of fantasy football.
Never been.
Well, I know. What would it mean to you, man? How would it feel? What would it mean to you to get there?
Can I share my screen? Can you do that?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can do that. It says disabled.
Let me see if I can change something real quick. All right, try it now.
All right.
When you're strong-willed, you do it your own way. When you're uncompromising, second best never crosses your mind. When you're set in your ways, you stay true to yourself. If you can drink to that, you've got a beer with your name on it. Like the Rocky Mountains themselves, Coors Banquet is an American original. Since 1873, our beer's been brewed in Golden, Colorado, because that's where we find our Rocky Mountain water and two-row high country barley. Originals always follow their own road, and that road has brought Coors Banquet right over the border to Canada. Coors, the banquet beer.
I have something
So
wrong with
those are
that
my-
video. I've got something wrong with that video. Classic George Costanza.
You'll have your turn.
George Costanza would not allow a tip to be thrown on a bar without bartender seeing him throw that tip as he's walking out. Only flaw with that video.
That's true.
I have to see you put
Hmm.
the tip down, or you have to go back in the jar and take it.
Did he say something about Canada in there? I think he did. I can't remember. I was laughing so hard. That was pretty good.
Yeah. So
To answer the
basically,
question.
when you're uncompromising, second place doesn't matter.
Right. So you're here to win it all. You're here to win it all. Second place, first loser. I got you. Oh man.
Alright.
Sorry.
Any more questions?
I'm wiping my eyes. Yes, hang on. So Christmas time, right? We got the weekend coming up. It's a big deal for a lot of us, and I just want to know if you had any kind of storylines or predictions from family members, maybe. What you got going on this weekend, and how do you see it playing out?
Yeah, it's gonna be different because we're just gonna stay here because the wedding's like so close. Didn't make sense financially to fly there, fly back, fly there. So there's this app called Turo where you can it's like Airbnb for cars. So we rented a Jeep and we're gonna go to like Vail this weekend and channel our inner Derek and go to some like European style places. He's literally in Switzerland right now. Literally like where Zach fucking sends every day. He's literally there. So we'll do our best impression of that.
He's not there. Not really.
Because it's a sim.
Yeah.
But that means that we have Saturday and Sunday to be sitting here watching football all weekend. If
Watching the
Denver
Mafia.
isn't frozen over by then, it's getting pretty cold.
Yeah, is the internet?
Yeah.
How's the internet? How's the
I think
internet
that's
situation?
the internet's good. I think it's an advantage to be here and just locked in with no uncles or relatives just asking questions that just would piss me off. It's just like we got the game, we got some aquavit if we need some acceleration. So we got home field this weekend.
Oh, it's the home field advantage.
Yeah,
I
so weather
like
might be a factor after all.
bringing in the cold, bringing it in. Oh man, I love it. All right, does anybody have any questions for Phil before we move on?
Raylan's raising her hand.
Not sure what she's trying to say. Phil, I don't know that I'll be able to join next week if we do a championship video. But what would you bring back? Pardon my taint?
I'm trying not to look ahead, but yes, absolutely.
Picked up Chargers D. He's looking ahead.
Damn.
I was actually looking at Bucks D as well.
I had bids on all
Here's the
three.
thing.
There's a
I had bids.
blueprint. There's a
Here's where I thought
blueprint.
Zach-
Paper down.
There's
I
a
thought
blueprint
Zach
for
was-
Monday
I
Night
thought Zach-
Football and having your defense play on Monday Night Football. There is a blueprint there.
And also, I wasn't sure because RIP Franco Harris, Steeler great, passed away today.
Yes.
And it's like going to be cold. I had a feeling I was scared of the Steelers D kind of. So to see you pick up Bucks D, I was indifferent about because just that like X factor of the Steelers this weekend. I don't know. I feel like TJ Watt's going to go ham.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard for me. I went back and forth.
Bucks
over
is a 2-weeker because you can get him next week too.
Carolina's next week too. Yeah, I went back and forth on Bucks, Chargers, Titans, and Steelers. It was a whole 3-day thing. It's been all 3 days have been consumed with that because I'm on paternity leave, so I have that kind of time. So just consumed my mind.
Yeah,
Hey, Phil, does everyone in Denver hate Russell Wilson?
that's pretty bad. It's not, but it's also Hackett too. It's like a mix, but it's been bad since like week 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a casino. Did you see that?
No, the Barstool Sportsbook.
I don't know where I don't know. He's just in a casino and they're like, it's all coming down for Rust. Yeah. There's also something about Jesus not being in a casino, but I don't know. So
Yeah, I don't know, but
He's still
Yeah,
available.
and they got Vegas
7%
this week, so I don't
of
know.
leagues. I might pick him up instead of Norm. That would be fun.
I have a
Anybody
question.
else? All right, let's go.
hold on.
No, I'm saying let's go, J
What?
House.
Oh,
Yeah. First, is it Colorado or Colorado?
So 99% of people who live in Denver aren't from Denver, so they say Colorado, but I'm pretty sure it's like Colorado to actual Coloradans.
Coloradans. All right. Second question, would you be willing to smuggle, I don't know, 32 joints across state lines if we were to have a draft in Vegas in 2025?
weed's legal in Vegas, dude.
Yeah, don't even have to.
Yeah, so there's a place called Planet 13 in Vegas. It's the largest dispensary in the world. It's like a mall. It's pretty cool. So yes, to answer your question.
Do you feel like that helped you this year?
So I wasn't going to mention it, but that was my secret weapon draft weekend to get everybody super high and delay the reactions. I had Carrie in on it and like click the thing, click the hammer a little early. The fast twitch bids.
Work for Brandon Shannonhouse.
Yeah, honestly, we haven't like given him enough credit for having a historic season, and he lost what 95 to 93 this past week.
You beat him twice, you jerk.
He put up a fight the first week though. He was like the second highest scorer that week.
When everybody was fresh.
Yeah, imagine draft day like you got Jamal or Jonathan Taylor and Josh Allen, and you're not going to win a game.
That doesn't even make sense.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. Dang. Anybody else?
Phil, I got one. First, congratulations on Musty Tank sweepstakes. That's pretty awesome. What kind of liquor do you want?
Good question. I'll have to. Do you want to send me a bottle, or do you just want to Venmo me and I'll buy a bottle?
No, I can get you one on draft day next year.
Okay, I'm thinking like a mezcal or tequila or something.
All right, just let me know.
Yeah.
So Jay said that you made the playoffs 8 out of 10 seasons. That's impressive. But he also said that you had 2 wins. That's including this year. That means your first 7 seasons you had 1, or first 7 appearances you had 1 win. If you had to relate your performance in fantasy football to a professional athlete in the postseason, who would it be?
That I want to say Matt Stafford, but I don't feel like he's been to the playoffs that many times. But I feel like late in his career, he finally got it rolling and won a ship. Early on, he like battled and kind of made fun of, but like respected, and then like finally got it. So I'll go with Stafford.
I probably would have said Chris Paul.
Yeah, but I don't hit y'all in the nuts.
Not yet.
Russillo could write an article about you, though.
I do love Russillo.
He
Yeah.
didn't do that. Did he do that in year 10? No, it was like year 12, 14.
He just compared Chris Paul to Messi.
Oh, me. All right. Anybody else? All right, let's move on. Last but not least, we've got Zach, a member of the Musty. This is his 17th year in the league. This is his 6th Final Four as well. His last was in 2019, where he actually made the championship and lost to Ted. And this is his 12th playoff appearance. So out of 17 years, he's made the playoffs 12 times. So again, he is no stranger to the process or to the tournament. He's got 8 total playoff wins. He's coming in at 17-11, coming in second in the Musty. Second in the Musty. He's the 5 seed. He had a very close win over J House in round 1. I mean, a nut cutter. Some said mine was close. I thought theirs was closer. wrote that down. Uh,
I'm good.
he won. He won Week 12 matchup against Phil. He's actually 8-4 against Phil in games that matter, and he's coming in with 125.9 points per game. That would be third best in this particular Final Four. He started out 8-0, just like Phil did. Closed the season on fire, but just that last week 14, struggled to win the division. I will say that one more time. And he also had a big hand in Big House going 0-14 by beating him, and so that was just terrible of you. But anyway,
Big House is 1-12 versus me. No,
I love how that's been a part of everybody's questions. Is you had a part to be Big House.
ours are 1-13. It's 1-12 or 1-13 in the last like 10 years.
Oh me. But anyway, like I said, 6 Final Four, Zach. Some would say looking at the projections, looking at the kind of the landscape and how things are going, I think some would maybe say you were the favorite in this deal. Welcome, and walk us through your season. Tell us from draft day to now, and how did you get here?
Yeah, you said what, 12 out of 17 playoff seasons? I think I've 9 straight, if my math's right. Playoff appearances, 10 of the last 11, I want to say.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and fact check, but you are the Google Doc commissioner, so yes.
That I am. No, I really liked my draft day experience. Like, I thought I had a really good draft. Even before the draft, I picked up Cortland Sutton for like $1 or $2 from Tony, which I thought was just a phenomenal move to solidify. You know, I had Jamar Chase, I had Cortland Sutton, I had Garrett Wilson. So I knew going into the draft, I was going to be zero or hero RB was my strategy. And I wanted an elite tight end. So, and I never had Kelsey in anything. Like, he was not budgeted. I do budgets like for position, and like Kelsey wasn't even in my budget ever. And then Ted throws out Kelsey first nom. And you know, we're bidding like 50, 51, and I end up getting him for 55. So instantly I go 0 RB. I wasn't going to be able to do hero anymore. I really wanted an elite running back and like a Kittle, Waller, or somebody like that. Didn't work out. Then I felt good post draft about Russ. I felt good about DJ Moore. I felt good about Cortland Sutton. And then, damn, Demo, you were close to the screen.
He's muted. He's muted.
He is muted. Obviously, those didn't hit like I thought. So, I took a Hunt, I took a Madison. Looking at like Drumo, one of his strengths was like the fact that purely Saquon and Dalvin didn't get hurt this year. Like, that's a freaking statistical anomaly that happened.
Yes.
So I felt good about Madison and Hunt. Maybe I get lucky, and finally in week 16 I get Kareem Hunt starting. We'll see how it plays out. But I really like my team. Like post draft, quite honestly, I always say, like, I mean, there's 2 drafts in my opinion. There's draft day, and then there's, in my opinion, the second draft, which is trading and maneuvering lineups post. So it was a battle. Like, I kind of made a commitment to myself that I wasn't going to get aggressive with trades this year and seek out a lot. And then come like I didn't make a trade until week like 8, I think. Week 8 versus going into playing like Ted, 8 or 9 maybe.
Trade significantly down this year in general.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I traded 6 times. 6 times with 6 different managers. I had trades. Like, I think I led the league.
Yeah,
trade.
definitely.
But all of a sudden, like, I think week 8, maybe going into Ted's matchup, Jamar Chase goes down for a month. And that was like a pivotal moment. I had lost some, like, I started out hot, but lost a couple games, to the point where like several people were reaching out to me about Travis Kelce, basically like, hey, are you trying to trade Kelce? Basically, like are you giving up the gear? Yeah. Tripp like was willing to back up the Brinks truck like 5 times. Like he was trying to give me like $35 for Travis Kelce. So yeah, I mean it was a pivotal moment, and then I can still remember, this is probably terrible, but we were in the doctor's office with Blakely. She was sick. And I'm sitting there negotiating a freaking trade with Tony to try and salvage my season. And sure enough, I landed what was it? It was Mostert and Russ for Dak and CD. So that kind of like, all right, like get the season back going. Like I lost Chase for a month, but I gained CD Lamb. But I wasn't done there. I didn't even have Chase when I played Phil the first time. Technically I had Lamb. But from there I traded with Demo. Actually, I traded Garrett Wilson, which again, like going to be the freaking Justin Jefferson shit again, I'm sure. All I do is draft elite.
You have a history.
All I do is draft elite wide receivers. But traded Wilson and Deion Jackson, who would actually probably be a decent play this week, for Herbert and Montgomery. Like my running backs were giving me nothing, and I was just looking for high touch, high volume guys. So when I got Montgomery, I liked Dak, but I saw Herbert's schedule. I saw where he was. He's an indoor, climate controlled, great favorable matchup. So I wanted Herbert bad. So we made that trade. Ended up trading Dak to Justin for Pickens, just to kind of like try to give me another rookie receiver, help him out as well. And then getting Ben to trade Watson for Najee to give me that second running back to get the volume again. So Montgomery, like it was like, again, like just kind of going full circle there, but just, I always view it as there's 2 drafts. There's draft day, then there's the in-season management. Like who can I get? Like, getting CD for what is, I don't know, $12 or something. Like that's a value in my eyes. I've never been one to go into draft day with anywhere, usually bottom in terms of money, quite honestly. And I just try to make do where I can. But no, like that's kind of been my journey. It's been a fun one. I feel like I love my team. I love the setup. This is what I wanted. What I ended up with is what I wanted on draft day. I want, serviceable guys at the running back, elite quarterback play, and just some elite pass catchers with some high ceilings. So I feel like I've got that, and I'm hoping now, that things can start to click a little bit. I think, like to Phil's point, I think the weather isn't going to be a big issue in our matchups. I think it's actually more favorable for us, for some of our people. Najee and Montgomery are in super cold conditions where I think the run is favorable. And then my pass catchers are like outside of Chase, they're in decent spots. So we'll see how it shakes out. But no, it's been a wild ride so far this year.
No doubt, man. No doubt. But it's been fun to kind of watch you wheel and deal. I think you've definitely put yourself in the nomination consideration for GM of the year because of the moves you've made and put your team in this particular situation. So just be on the lookout for that. Looking at Phil's team, I know y'all played a couple weeks ago. It was a shootout. I mean, I consider 140 points a shootout a little bit. And what does he have that scares you? What on his team is like, oh my God, I got to hold my breath for this 60 minutes of football. What is that particular matchup?
Yeah. I mean, it's easy. It's non-prime time. I will say it's non-prime time. Cousins, Jefferson's going to get his, especially versus the Giants indoors. It's just Cousins. Is it prime time? Is it not? I'm saying it's not. So I don't feel good about it. And then Jerick McKinnon has a dream matchup, in my opinion. I listen to a lot of fantasy pods, quite honestly, and they statistically speaking, this is the most favorable RB matchup for somebody in the past 5 years when it comes to worst rush defense in situations versus best is situationally is the best spot for McKinnon to freaking explode. So I'm really hoping for a game script that involves Kelce early, goes heavily goes heavy Chiefs so that they don't have to run the ball too much, or if they do, they go Pacheco and maybe don't have to dump it off to McKinnon as much. I'm really hoping that. But if it stays anywhere close, I'm terrified that McKinnon goes for another 30 plus. I mean, he's been the number one RB like the past 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And he's in his flex. So yeah, terrified.
No doubt, man. Yeah, I'd be scared of that matchup as well. I got a Pacheco in a couple whack leagues, and I'm like, dude, this McKinnon guy, what is he doing? Why is he here? Why is he here? But he is killing it, especially with Mahomes out of the backfield throwing underhand passes, between the legs passes, all that stuff, man, behind the back. All right, so you've been there a couple times, if we count one way back, which I do. Do you? I don't know. I think you do. You've been there a couple of times. What would getting back to the championship mean to you, Zach? I mean, especially like you just said, you just kind of walked us through your year and kind of what you've had to do to get here. What would a trip to the championship mean to you?
Yeah. I mean, several of y'all know, like, because I reach out to, I talk to everybody in this league for the most part. I do a lot of fucking work. Sorry for the earmuffs, Braylon. I literally, like, show me somebody who's more vested than I am in fantasy football in our league. Like, you may be maybe I question it, but I'm so vested in it. I put so much time and like honestly, I do so much. I love it. Like, it's so fun. Like, there's a reason I've got the most wins in the freaking league, 118. I positioned myself 9 straight playoff appearances. 10 of the last 11, like, I'm there. I'm always in the picture. So yes, like, if we're weighing these championships so heavily, which we should, then yeah, I'd like one, to maybe solidify like everything that the rest of my resume that I've done. Because I think my resume outside of that speaks more so than most, quite honestly, that you could even put in the Legends division.
Is this your plug for the Legends? Are you trying to get?
I will also say, if I win, I will not go to the Legends. I don't want to be in the Legends. Don't put me in the Legends. I don't want to be there.
I was first going to say, Jason, go ahead and put him in the Legends division right now, ship or not. But also, I'm with Zach. I don't want to go. I don't want to leave the Musty either.
Oh my God! All right, that's another.
Jason.
That's another.
Jason, Zach. Hey, Zach's the Denny Hamlin of our league.
I'm the Dan Marino of our league.
Dan Marino. That's it. Peyton Man. Well, yeah. If you get that one, Peyton Manning got the one, then you got the late one. But
no, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I try to position myself every year. I feel like I do a really good job at positioning myself to be in the playoffs. If you're, as long as you're in there, like, you've got a shot. You got to see the table.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, statistically speaking, one of these years should hit. And, if it's this year, I really hope so. I think I did a great job at in-season management and putting some pieces together to be in position to win it. So hopefully, hopefully it is this year. It'd be nice. It'd be a sweet feeling for sure.
No doubt. I mean, how many 0-14 seasons do you have?
0-14, none.
Right, exactly.
Nothing but winning seasons over here for the most part.
I believe he didn't show his face tonight. Oh, makes me mad. I'm gonna get on J House. I'm mad at J House for not getting him in here. You know what I mean? All right. So weekend's coming up. You just had a newborn. You got a lot going on, man. You just moved. You got a newborn. Family. You got family coming in town for what? Like the next 3 weeks. Like, are you even gonna be able to focus on football?
Right. No.
If something were to happen last minute, are you going to be able to plug that guy in? Do I need to bring
drinking heavily tonight? I'm drinking heavily tonight. I got Mill and Phil are leaving at 4 a.m. They'll be here by 11, 12 tomorrow.
God.
One night only, though, thankfully. And then they're going up to Northern Virginia for a few days, so be all right. Standard old Christmas for us. We're going to my parents' house. Good breakfast Saturday morning. Get ready for the games. Really hoping for tomorrow night. First and foremost, I will be glued to the TV. I don't give a shit whether they're here or not, they will watch football.
They will
and
watch
like
Zay.
it. They will like it. But no, nothing the same old. Just going to the fam's house, breakfast and church, and a lot of football this time go around. So nothing crazy, honestly, outside of the norm for us here.
Okay. So, but you're excited for the weekend. It's going to be a good weekend.
Oh yeah.
Got you.
I was so stressed versus Justin. So you can hear it, man. I was so stressed during that game. I had to literally tell y'all I wasn't watching the game because I stomach it. Of course, I watched that damn game. I
was not stressed at all in my matchup.
I was not going. Oh God, dude. I saw Van Jefferson catching the ball on garbage time. If they had gotten the ball back, and it was going to happen, and I was going to hate myself for staying up and watching that game. But thankfully, Aaron Rodgers, he is like my favorite quarterback now for. Actually, no, he tried to
taking that knee.
Sorry, he tried to punch it in. Yeah, fuck him. Actually, sorry, he's not.
He threw it to Christian Watson right there at the end. I asked Drumo about that, and he was like, "Oh my God!" He was like, "If he scores there, Baker fumble, anything could happen." But
yeah, no, that was a hellacious ride. I would never wish that on anybody. Quite honestly, that was a rough one.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Wild round one. Well, if round two can even get close to round one, it'll be a good time.
I don't want, like Phil showed you, like the last 4 freaking weeks that I've had. Like, and I think if you go like
your blood pressure levels are up.
Actually, I think if you go back even like 2 weeks further, there's another one. Like it's just been a roller coaster of like narrow margin wins, like or losses, and it's been a grind. I hope it's one way or the other. Quite honestly, I just want it to be, a smooth freaking Sunday, which it won't be because.
How much does DJ Moore have to blame for that?
Oh, dude, yeah. Like I couldn't start him, right? I couldn't.
Sam.
No, I started Chris Moore, 29-year-old Chris Moore in the first round of the fantasy playoffs for the Texans with who knows who was throwing in the ball, Jeff Driscoll or freaking Davis Mills. Nobody knows.
That DJ's cousin, Chris.
Yeah.
Blood. They got that blood.
By the way, Justin, you owe a shot for that. Just a reminder, Van Jefferson did not outscore Chris Moore.
He is still here. He is still here.
I will gladly take that shot.
I think I saw you like that. You liked it, which I think was a signal.
You like that? Was an agreement.
You like that?
But yeah, no, that DJ Moore definitely. He will be plugged in as of right now. We'll see what happens with Kareem Hunt. He may maneuver his way into the lineup if something were to change with Chubb. We'll see.
He's got an elite level quarterback throwing in the football. So I think that's the play.
Handshake emoji.
All right. Oh man. Zach, I appreciate you, being a good sport and staying this long and joining in with everybody. Does anybody else have any questions for Zach or anybody for that matter? I know we got Ted joining in, J House and Demo kind of pop back in. That hair looks a little bit longer this time, Demo, than last time. That's crazy. It's only been 20 minutes, my man.
There's more boys.
That hair grows quick over there.
Welcome, Ted. Good to see you.
What's good, bro? Good to see y'all.
All game in the house. What's up, baby?
Bro, man.
Nice shirt. I got that same one. You know it.
We do. And a white one too. We were matching up big time.
I know.
You missed. You missed Drumo's portion.
Did I? Man, God, that sucks. Can we rewind and play it again by chance?
It's being recorded.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on YouTube.
Hey Ted, we just asked him to provide an analysis on how he ranks players based off points and if those points are important.
He and I texted after he left out a lot of important context to what those texts back and forth. It was about a trade.
No way. What?
No way.
I'll hang up and listen.
You know that made his day finding a way to beat me. And I blame Jason anyway. I already texted him, take out my frustrations on him. If he had managed his roster properly, it never would have happened. But anyway.
To quote from Claire, he just wanted
Dropping commit was part of the process.
Process. Well, Drumo having a chance at a championship that's part of the process. I don't want to be a part of it. So.
Hey, Zach.
And Zach, screw you for not wanting to be a legend, man. You don't deserve to be a legend.
I don't.
Yeah, that's
Musty's
true.
very overrated.
But hey, question, Zach.
3 of the 4.
Would you rather win every single regular season matchup for the rest of your Musty Taint career and never win a title, or win one title?
I would rather win every regular season matchup because I'm probably going to have a lot of shit years in there that I'm going to hate. I'd rather actually have like, do I know I'm never going to win this title? Like, or am I going to actually have a theoretically, like, what if factor here?
This is all theoretical.
It's the thrill of the hunt to me. It's the thrill of the hunt. Like, I love the hunt of it. Like, am I going to be the team that wins it, and then is the allure of it all going to go away once I win it? Quite honestly, like, I think that's kind of like what I'm chasing here. It's the high of it all. I don't know, but I love winning. If that means winning a championship, hell yeah. But I love beating all of y'all on a weekly basis, and I've done that more so than anybody in this league.
It makes for a better 4 months if you win regular season. I do get that, but to be etched in history, I think you gotta win
etched.
one. You gotta have one. You know, I think that's the thing with me, and that's probably on me, to be honest. I put so much emphasis on it, and I make it hurt if you don't have one. Like, I've made a point to rub it in everybody's face who doesn't have one.
But we've got some
And
legends.
also,
we've got some winners
levitate.
who are not even in the league anymore.
I know,
on
but I've pushed to elevate the guys that do have one, and rightfully so. I mean, I just thought there's something about, you know, winning that whole thing.
If you had anything other than maybe one, Justin, maybe, but I plan on being here for a lot longer. You know, God forbid, you know, health goes my way.
Don't lean back.
Just
Don't lean
one
back.
wouldn't satisfy me. I'd rather win a lot more games and hopefully, you know, who knows, have some fun along the way.
Yeah, question. Thought that was a decent answer.
Yeah.
My question, I've been sitting on this for a little bit. All right. Let me paint the picture. All right. So I sent Tony an offer for CeeDee Lamb, $20, and his pick of 2 of my guys, including Christian Kirk, Rachaad White, Jameson Williams. Before I get a text back, he accepts an offer for Zach for $15. What does Tony's dick taste like? What did you do to him to make him take less money for worse product? Like, what was it? How did you get that trade?
I really don't even know. Honestly, I'm scrolling through my text with him right now to see.
Ed, what did you give him back?
I gave him Russ and Russ and Mostert. He wanted
Christian
Mostert
Kirk,
really bad.
Rachaad White, Jameson Williams. You picked
Rachaad
2.
White would be a great keeper, I would think.
Yeah, he wanted Garrett Wilson, and I told him no. Demo plug, congrats. But he also wanted he really wanted a running back. And he wanted Mostert. Mostert was actually really, like, he's coming on strong again right now with Jeff Wilson out, but he was running really well at the point. He said he wanted a running back badly. I know Rachaad White wasn't necessarily a factor at the time. Lenny was running pretty well.
He was all
I had
in
no
this
idea.
year.
I had no idea you were negotiating with him. Maybe I
He was all in
leveraged
this year, even though he gave up CD. Like, are you tanking or what? You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
He was in between. When I talked to him, he was in between. He didn't know what to do. He was like, I kind of got a chance.
$20. I don't know what to do.
The dude lost Javonte, Elijah Mitchell, and who else was it? Dak. He lost 3 like dudes. He had actually a decent team to begin with, and then just injuries just
and what's his face from the Jets running back rookie?
Yeah, Breece Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a squad, man.
I think he did. Imagine trading for Jamison Williams and Rashad White and $20 though. I know he
That
likes
is-
Brees Hall.
That is true. That
but-
is true.
I don't remember the exacts to it. Like we sidelined the trade conversations until we were gonna give it like I'm looking at it now like
My bad for phrasing the question. What does Tony's dick taste like? I should have said. I should have said Tony. What does Zach's dick taste like?
like we had sidelined it, and then in the middle of that week is when the Chase news happened, and then I like instantly said, "Can we revisit trade talks?" Because he was gonna like wait. Like I didn't necessarily need that trade to have like happen right away. The deadline was approaching ish. So we kind of sidelined it. We were gonna wait because he was still trying to see if he was gonna be in the hunt, which it turned out he was. Like he was.
He actually was. Like he was in there. He had a couple hundred, like 100 more points. He'd have been right there in the mix.
And I think Christian Kirk's been as good as CeeDee Lamb since.
Yeah.
So.
But like we're
It
like,
would've
looking
been.
at it, it was
Right at J House.
it was we were like literally like once Chase went down, I instantly texted him, and then went to the doctor's office with Blakely and Dia because she was sick, and like locked in that deal while in between the doctor coming in and out to get like for Blakely's care. Like literally, like we were in the doctor's office, like we were there for freaking 2 hours. She had pneumonia, so locked that in between doctor's visits. But like what's funny is like I kind of get a bad rap, I guess, for like trades, and people may like I traded with 6 different people this year, but quite honestly, most of the trades have been proposed to me. Like it's funny, like Drumo, he's not here right now, but he tends to text me like, "Oh, you got so and so." I'm like, dude, like that trade was proposed to me. Like I just hit accept. Like I don't know what y'all want me like. What like I think I'm made out to be some bad guy sometimes.
Yeah, I was digging at
trades,
Tony, not you. I was digging at Tony.
a lot of these trades don't even go in my favor, quite honestly.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. But yeah, no, I usually like half the time I'm just hitting accept to something that was proposed to me. But yeah, no, I don't know. I got to look back at the text specifics for what Tony was asking. It was like a 2-week process getting him to get something, and then like once Chase went down, it really like I pressed because it was either going to be that was the defining moment of whether I continued to try to make a push for this year, or if I went full tank and sold Travis Kelce, because that was going to be the piece. But I didn't want to be the guy to trade Travis Kelce because he's the league winner for a team that's in contention, and I didn't want to give Trip Travis Kelce, quite honestly. Like I felt bad. I would have felt bad.
Thank God you didn't. Jesus.
Yeah, I would have felt bad.
That's a veto. That's a veto situation, honestly.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Lost round 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say hindsight's 2020. He would have lost round 1. It would have been kind of funny.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah, I don't know.
Who, Trip would have lost
Who
round 1?
knows? Like, who
Well, it
knows
depends
what
on
could
the
have happened
seeding,
from it? Honestly, who knows what could have happened with Phil? Like Phil could have beat me, which could have changed his seeding. Because I made
seeds. There's too many
I don't know.
variables.
Hey, ask Ted about all the backtracking and stuff, because that was incredible. He dove deep. And he was like, "You drop commit instead of Mike Boone.
It's not.
You
even
should have
that-
dropped
not even that
Mike
difficult.
Boone. You dropped commit, so I had to pick him up. I felt obligated to pick him up."
Hey, even if we stuck to this, the rankings are your seedings. The only 2 people that would have beat Trip last round were me and Drumo. Drumo would have been the 8th seed, so Trip's out. no matter what.
Trip's out no matter what. Yeah, I went back and I did look at that. And I did put in on, if you go back and look at the tab, I put the record season, regular season wins, losses, and then the top 7s. How many you had? Trip had 13 top 7s this year. There was only 1 week. There was only 1 week he was not in the top 7. It's wild.
And he was willing to give me 30 like max money for Kelce.
A tight end that would have lost him week 1 regardless.
You know, Trip. He was texting me. Then I knew it was serious when Trip. He just picks up the phone. He's just calling me. Like I'm on the phone. Like I'm on the couch. Like I just traded for like I forgot who it was. It was like it was clear that I was not selling off my team and I was going for it. And Trip calls me and he's just like, "Hey, like just want to check. You sure you're not going to trade Travis Kelce?" I was like, "Man, like I wouldn't have been like giving up draft dollars just now if I was giving you Kelce. Like, I'll let you know if I am, but I don't know. It takes a lot for me it would take a lot for me to give up a year. As much as I put into it, like I have to be pretty damn shitty to give up on a season, quite honestly.
Well, I know Smitty left the room, but hats off to him because he literally kept it going. He had, I can't remember the number exactly.
I was gonna say same thing with Demo.
You were like 4-10, dude.
It was 4-11.
Smitty's record was 4-10, but like his top 7 kept him alive. Like that's the reason I want to have top 7. Like that's huge. You ran into some buzzsaws and you were able to be in almost a position to be in the playoffs. Like that's impressive.
My approach.
Tony texted me, and I was pleased with Tony too because he texted me. He's like, "Dude, I was proud of my team. Like I wish I was in a better position to make the playoffs this last week because like the injuries I've had for me to be even in consideration on the bubble, so to speak. Like he's like pumped about
I
it.
would have made it with Kirk and Rashad White and 20 extra bucks. That would have been a bad trade for me, looking back on it.
Yeah. It almost works out, actually. I know
it's like a butterfly effect. Then I trade for Lamar.
Then I would have had Rashad White if you'd made that deal. I'd have found the way to get him. I tried to get him from you.
Did you even want him?
Done with Smitty. Say what?
Did you even want Rashad White? You never hit me up.
Yeah, insurance. Yeah, insurance for Fournette. I just having some security in that backfield to make a playoff run. I can see the writing on the wall. Have a bigger play. Say what?
I'm kidding. You text me every week about Rashad White.
I leaned on Smitty. I leaned on Smitty hard too for a couple of trades. We talk about he didn't give in. I tried. Anyway. What could have been? And Chubb. I tried to go after Chubb hard, and he kind of fell off anyway. So
you tried to
Everybody
Chubb
trades
hard.
with Zach, man. Everybody trades with Zach. Nobody wants to trade with Ted. It's frustrating, man.
Zach, I think it's going to go one of two ways this weekend. You're going to look like a genius because you gave me Kirk Cousins if he goes primetime and loses it for me. That was like your plan all along.
Yeah. How do we play in a non-super flex league and like Brock Purdy is like the best thing on waivers at this point?
Drumo picked up freaking Minshew, dude, for no reason, just to block me, cock block me. Oh, I was so mad. I didn't tell him that on air, but I was like, man.
I mean, no Matt Ryan to be found. No Daniel Jones. Like, what kind of league is this?
Russell Wilson's out there.
Hey, there's a couple more waiver processes. Darnold may not be the answer. We'll see.
So based off of recency trends with Drumo, does that mean like next year he's going to stink?
I mean, made the playoffs.
That's the way it's gone.
8 years.
It's the high lows.
I just hope I'm here to stay, man. The last 2 years have been miserable, and I'm just pumped to be back, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like God, the last 2 years have been tough, dude.
You gonna go to?
I was big house territory a couple of years. Like, was it last year or 2 years ago? I was like 1-12. I was like, ugh, God. And then the money didn't even help me the next year. It's just a mess.
That's the thing, man. I don't look at auction bucks like I guess.
No, I got hella value this year. Antonio Gibson.
Yeah. No, you did good with yours. Like you didn't overspend with like most people who get that absorbed amount of money, like have a ton of money, tend to go like super high, like Jonathan Taylor, and like it's so stupid.
I spread it out.
Say it like that, but I will. It's so.
I didn't
dumb.
have shit for money this year because last year, Jason, I gave you $17 for Nick Chubb and Jalen Hurts.
That's right. I see. I've been a year early on everybody, man. Hurts year early. I kept him last year, by the way. If I had him this year, dude, if I'd have kept him again for what, like he'd have been a $15 keeper. Oh my god.
And you'd be fucked right now.
Dude,
same as Lamar.
True. That's true.
Be in the same spot.
Well, he might have carried you to a higher.
I might have would have won some money in
higher seed
or something, but yeah.
Yeah, auction league. Literally,
I was a year early on. Who else was it? Damn, somebody else. I can't remember.
You nailed Waddle.
Yeah,
hit
Waddle.
Higgins.
Higgins is about to go. I got one more year with Higgins. He's about to go somewhere else too. I think he's going. I could see Dallas or something like that with T.
I gave you Higgins a couple years ago. I don't even remember who I traded you for.
Joe Mixon.
Y'all just wait. Y'all just wait. I'm so excited for the postseason to see Kareem Hunt and Madison where they land.
Hit the free agent market. Yeah.
Ooh, both those
Well,
two.
I'm definitely keeping. I got to keep Kenneth Walker. I'd be dumb to not keep him for
I saw
16.
Demo
bucks.
picked up Rashad Penny today. I don't know if there's any news or anything, but I just took note of that because he's Demo.
Just a prayer.
Okay.
Oh, he's back. Yeah. Hey,
Might as well, yeah.
I think going into next year, he's probably still RB1 the way Pete Carroll rolls.
I feel like he just talked to mute. That's how good he is. I watched him. I was like, Demo's muted. Who was that? Maybe he just beat. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, I walked in here tonight thinking I was gonna have the best hair, and Demo beat me. He did. He couldn't
With the
beat
hat
me.
on.
He
Show the
couldn't
locks
beat me.
off,
He
bruh.
couldn't beat me last week, but he beat me in the hair game.
Okay.
Look at that flow, boy. Let's
Let's see
go.
Jonathan.
Let's go.
Damn, Jonathan's got some locks right now.
Does he?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
no
what
way.
if this pisses Daniel off, I'm going for it.
Are you gonna mullet it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you?
Hey, what time is it in Germany right
on
now?
the side a little bit. Party in the front. Let's go.
A little too early for Derek.
3:30.
Wake him up.
He's in Switzerland though.
I asked him. I texted him on group me today. I was like, "Hey man, you got any questions that you want me to ask, or anything?" He was like, "Yeah, I definitely gonna have something."
No.
He never got back with me.
Yeah, he's hammered in Switzerland.
He's taking care of his damn.
Father-in-law's in jail for Nazi jokes or something.
Yeah, dude, that's rough. I can't believe that guy said that. That's crazy. Yeah. No, man. I'm excited about. I think I got a chance. Shit.
Hey, Jason, I have one more question for you.
All right.
One, who did you nail 2 weeks ago? And did you feel guilty about going off on the group chat again for like the 17th year in a row?
So I'm good for one a year of going nuts.
Wait, did I miss you go off? What was your going off in the group chat? Did I miss it?
So she got.
He had a chick over, and they were trying to do the dirty, and
she got
the
mad.
group chat was going off and she got upset, and Jason was like, "Can y'all please shut up? I'm trying to close the deal." And he essentially told the group chat to stop when all he had to do was mute it. And
I was in no position.
Or just like toss your phone into another room. Into like
did that too.
another-
But it
the
was
shadow
already
realm or something, just
it was already too late because I have a tendency to not text back. Y'all probably maybe know that a little bit. But anyway, yeah, she got mad. She was like, "Oh, you text your friends and like you keep up with us." I was like,
"She's the wrong one."
I was like, "Yeah, I do actually." Like,
who was it?
I'll never like her after that comment.
Well, no, she's actually pretty cool. She's coming over tomorrow night, so maybe I don't know. We'll see.
Is this the same girl?
We'll see.
Is this the same girl you talked about last time?
Courtney, yeah, she's cool. Cody's old fiance. The bar guy. Y'all know Cody's bar. I've told y'all about 1,000 times. Anyway, they were engaged for like a year. And then he like broke it off, and immediately he got married like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So that's probably half the reason she's wanting to hang out with me. But no, definitely it is. But anyway, yeah, we've had some.
Got to be that sweater and those locks, bro.
I know. I look like a middle-aged lesbian a little bit.
Kinda.
I look like Sam Darnold.
Oh, true.
Oh, yes. Yes, Sam Darnold. Nah, I'm hoping to God Lamar plays, dude. If he can just practice like limited tomorrow, that'd be sick.
Dude, it's actually like extremely wild, the weather that we're about to experience this week.
But like,
fans.
it doesn't matter unless, like, they were talking about that with the Bills game, and they scored fucking 70 points. Like,
Yeah, but like that
Cold doesn't matter.
But that weather didn't manifest to what it was supposed to be either. Like they were expecting like snowmageddon, and there was like it didn't snow till the end of the game. Like I think it's just like the pure like we're talking like negatives and then like wind. Like they talked about 60-mile-an-hour gust in the freaking Browns game. Like that's absurd. Like that's
I agree.
like
Like if there's 60-mile-an-hour gusts, for sure it's gonna suck. But just like the Bills game, speculate like we don't know.
But that's no
Hey,
fly.
JK.
But
JK,
it's
what
like,
was it?
but it's like countrywide. Like this isn't just isolated. It's like it's from
It
Nashville.
was
Like
sleeting.
north.
It was sleeting down here this morning.
What
Yeah,
game
we
was
had
that?
some
Mac
sleeping.
Jones had like three pass
was a
attempts.
Bills game last year. It was
Bills game.
insane.
Yeah, Mac versus the Bills last year. It was like
The
negative.
freaking goalposts were like swaying.
Yeah, it was bad. It was
I mean,
bad.
is it that
Damon
severe,
Harris,
like the
Damon Harris
same
broke off
situation?
one.
Yeah, if you start Hunt, I got Kamara on the other side, so they'll
Well, I
both
mean,
just.
like that's the thing. It's like borderline. Like, do you even start
yeah,
a
they did
running
that.
back because like it's stacked boxes. It's like the freaking. Are you even punting because the freaking punts are? I mean, it's just a.
Yeah, I don't
risk
think
for
it's gonna
everything.
be. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's.
Uh,
I don't think it's
I
gonna
don't
be like the Mac Jones game last year. I don't know.
If it's 60-mile-an-hour gust, it will be like because that's insane. They said like sustained 25 to 30-mile-an-hour winds. With
Cleveland?
60-mile-an-hour
Which
gust.
game you talking about?
That's the Browns game.
Yeah, Brown Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bills game, man. I need that to go under big.
I mean that's like a 6-3 game maybe if it.
I
If
start Taysom. I don't know.
lowest opening like over under and like what 31.
Juwan Johnson, would you start him?
Shut your freaking mouth. Too early. Too soon.
Hey, this is what you got to
Would you
do
have-
sometimes.
would you-
This is what you got to do.
Would you have
right?
one?
This is what you got to do.
Like I seriously didn't check. I know Christian Watson didn't do anything, but if you just started Juwan, would you have won?
For sure.
Yeah.
Easily.
You bought 1.8 points, I think.
1.8
Yeah,
points.
1.8. Yep.
Yeah, with Christian Watson scoring 4.5 points.
He had
That's
a
all I
couple
would have
chances at
needed
the
going
end.
to the game.
He had a couple chances at the end to score too.
Nah, he had so much Ramsey from the start. I knew it wasn't going to happen. As soon as I saw Ramsey shadowing him everywhere, I was like,
Ramsey has
I was
been
hoping-
beans this year though. He's been like
I mean, he
atrocious.
was good.
He had a
Well.
good game. He had a good game, but like if you removed his name and showed like statistically like how he's played, you'd be surprised he's on an NFL team this year. He's been that bad.
Yeah, I was hoping they would just roll over and let Green Bay do what they
He hasn't
wanted
been
to.
that
But
bad.
He's been real bad. Like
No, he's been
really
real.
bad.
He's-
Yeah,
He hasn't been
bad.
like elite, but
No,
Yeah,
he's been
yeah,
like
Smitty.
he's been like
Later, guys.
non-startable.
Later,
Like,
dude.
he's
See
clinging
you,
to the
Smitty.
game
Thank
this
you for
year.
your
He had
help
a good
tonight, brother. I
game.
appreciate it.
He's had a real bad year.
Hey, Bray,
Bad.
Bray.
yeah, it's hard when you're on a shitty team. Like
Yeah,
I've watched
I mean-
Patrick Surtain like get dogged a couple times this year, and he's like elite still.
Yeah.
Demo,
But yeah,
walk me through Monday night, man. I gotta hear
Which one?
your
Who
side.
won?
I gotta hear your side of the story. That was rough, man. I ain't gonna lie, dude. I've had a couple Monday nighters. I beat Ted one night on Monday night. He needed like 2 points from Marvin Jones.
Well, less than that. I think it was a catching
It was
1.4 or
like, he
something
had like
crazy.
1.4. It was insane. And he had 1.4 at halftime. Like all he had was one more catch. Like what in the heck was going through your head, dude?
So going into Monday night, I guess I
You're
felt
like
comfortable.
it's a wrap, dude. It's a wrap,
So,
right?
so when I went to sleep Sunday, I was like, man, if I can get this up to like 16 points, I'll feel good. And what was it, 19.8? So I
Yeah.
felt good. But at the same time, like I'm a Panthers fan, obviously. So like it's like Baker's gonna fuck me tomorrow. It's like what's in the back of my head. And I think Baker really fucked me other than a couple of sacks. He should just fucking thrown the ball away, obviously. But man, like fucking the Green Bay killing the last 9 minutes of the game just fucking killed me.
dude,
Needed,
it
what
was-
was it, 38 yards or a field goal or like fucking something. And I
Yeah.
had 9 minutes to get it. And I was like, okay, I'll get it.
Yeah.
And
that,
then
that was impressive how they did that. By the way, like
It
wasn't like a
it was
long-
like 8:43 or something. They got the
but
ball.
it wasn't a long field situation either. They milked like half field, like 50 yards in 8 minutes or something. It was wild.
and then like the fourth and 2 from the 3. Like what the fuck are the chances with 2 minutes to go?
It falls on the one.
Did you fall between the 1 and the goal line? Like what the
I
fuck?
wa-
Like
I was so happy.
I was too. I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, all right, they're gonna hand it to AJ Dillon again. And he's like he's about to score for the third time tonight. And he's just sitting on my bench rotting. Yeah.
man.
I don't think that was crazy if you just sit AJ Dillon, you know.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. So the process is key because I thought about it. Like I was like, I was never gonna sit Miles Sanders. I promise you, never gonna sit Miles Sanders. He was starting 100% against Chicago, cold weather. He was starting. But the Brian Robinson, I was like, what's the play between AJ Dillon? Because I was like, Brian Robinson's gonna get.
Yeah,
more
I don't think
totes.
I'd ever start Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson's gonna get more totes. But AJ Dillon just when it cold weather hits, man, he just balls. It's been the last
Coming
three
off a good
seasons.
game,
Last
Jones was
three
dinged up
seasons,
a little
he's
bit.
killed it in
That's
the
a big
playoffs.
boy. That's a big boy to tackle in the cold weather too.
Yes, he's got the fucking He got
hold on.
plays going on.
The question though is, it's like Van Jefferson. That's all you got, but I guess it was all he had. Because that's kind of crazy. Van Jefferson was starting in that spot.
I was shocked at that.
He didn't pick somebody else up.
I thought he was going to go for Chris Moore, Elijah Moore, which wouldn't have worked in his favor either way. But I thought he was going to go for one of those. I thought they were definitely the better matchup, the better plays than actually. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like anybody on the Rams, honestly, like good God.
Yeah, that's tough, man. Skowronek, maybe.
I felt good
He's
about
done.
Would Skowronek have beat you?
He's done for the year now.
But yeah, I'm saying, but like, would Skowronek have beat you?
I don't
He
think
scored
so.
a touchdown, didn't he?
I think Jefferson led the.
Higbee scored the touchdown.
Oh, Higbee. Yeah, that's right. Higbee scored a touchdown. Did Skowronek score more than
Jefferson. Did Jefferson lead the team in passing or receiving yards? Actually, like his 2 catches, I feel like.
Like 35, 40 yards.
Yeah, he may have. It was bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt good going into Monday about it. Like, but then like the first drive, he catches the ball for like 15
30
yards.
yards.
Like, and then in the half, another one, and he just needed 2 points in the second half. I was not feeling good. I was like, okay, I'll watch the third quarter, watch him catch his freaking ball, be pissed, and then go to bed. Say GG.
Hey guys, I'm not watching this shit. I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Phil said it best. He was like, yeah, I know. The hilarious thing is that everybody's watching this game like tooth and nail, like just chewing their fingernails.
I wouldn't have been able to sleep. I couldn't.
Nobody's commenting.
I've had like 7 Monday nights this year where I'm like chewing my fingernails. So it felt good to be like
on the positive side.
Yeah, like all right, it's over.
Not have to worry about it.
Every other game was a sweat.
I think the quote of the year, and this is biased because it's me. I said something like, "I will not go quietly. You'll have to absolutely physically kill me before I leave this arena." And that was crazy, man. That was crazy. I did pick them up because of the matchup. I did not think I was going to get 20 exactly out of them.
I got them the next 2 weeks.
Insane.
I got the Rams offense the next 2 weeks because they're so bad.
Yeah. It is.
I'm just hoping Baker figures it out. Like he's getting more time. Hopefully he figures it out. What climate?
I think the less time, the better. He got 48 hours and he balled out. Like
where are they playing at now? Denver.
They're playing the Broncos on Christmas.
Yeah, he's got Broncos Chargers stack.
Is that in Denver?
Huh? No, it's in LA.
Okay. So hey, good, nice, warm, sunny LA.
He's won there before, yeah.
He's slinging that ball around.
Skowronek's out, so it's like Higbee, Van Jefferson,
Jefferson will go for like
Tutu Atwell.
Tutu's a man.
It just reminds me of the Tavon Austin years. Like,
oh yeah,
just
back in St. Louis.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to make Tutu Atwell a thing, and it's like, what are we doing?
If Kareem Hunt starts, I'm gonna be stressing out.
I don't envy that situation. It'd be like if Leonard Fournette went out, like would I start Rachaad White? Like I don't even want to make that call.
The age-old adage is like if Chubb's down, Kareem Hunt's a like bona fide number 1 RB. But the weather dependency.
I'd probably bench Kamara.
And also, they have nothing to play for. Is it like, do you get Deshaun Watson more passes for next year? Like, do you get him more experience like back?
Yeah,
back
there's
in the
not going to
game
be a lot
little
of
bit?
passing in that game unless it's short, like dump offs to like a Kareem Hunt. Like, because if it's the Gus like they're expecting, you're not throwing downfield.
Yeah, that is true.
Like that's where
You can throw
Kamara.
it to
and I think-
Kamara anymore.
Yeah, that's what that's true. But that's
So,
where like that's the only
it's some-
passes that you could theoretically have. Like they're going to stack the boxes and they're going to bring guys up and they're going to limit short play. Like because you're not going to throw the ball deep. You just can't.
It's hard though getting a weather report on Wednesday. It's like for 4 days out. Like, I don't know. I'm sure it's gonna be bad, but
Yeah, we
always
saw
predict
last week.
worse.
It's not as bad as they say a lot of times.
It's just the wind.
And also,
The
there's a
wind
little
is
bit of
close to
storyline
it.
involved there too. Like, hey, let's hype this thing up as Snowmageddon, and then get everybody's eyes on it. But
it'll definitely have an impact. It's some of the games.
I got a guy I follow who's like in-depth meteorologist for fantasy football, and he called that game literally the no-fly zone. Bench every single person. Don't even start the running backs. That's what he was like. Literally,
there
like,
will
it's-
not be a pass thrown over 10 yards.
Yeah, dude, that meteorologist Drumo sent earlier for Roto Grinders. I looked him up on LinkedIn. And he's like a legit meteorologist. Worked for several news stations.
He was like,
He
hey,
said it was gonna be the worst weather weekend like ever.
Jesus.
What's his name?
The one Drumo sent earlier. It was
The guy from Roto Ballers.
yeah, Roto Grinders.
Oh, Roto Grinders.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kevin Roth.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the guy on the pod that I listen to. He's legit. Like
Yeah. He got his masters from
he
like
was
LSU.
screaming for people to like don't shy away from the Bills game. Play your Bills and your Bears
Yeah,
guy.
because it's always like
Play-
wind.
play.
It's always like wind is the big thing.
Yeah. And he said this game, he's like, this is it's a no-fly game. Like, bench them all, is what he said.
I'll go Rashad White. I don't know. Kamar stinks. I don't know what to do.
It's tough.
Demo, who you keeping besides
had
Cooper Cup?
honestly, I know that sounds stupid. I don't. The cup thing's the
Do
biggest
you even
question.
keep Cooper Cup depending on the like quarterback
That's the thing.
situation?
Like, right now,
Stafford's
I'm
coming
probably
back.
leaning-
Is he?
I'm probably
He's not
leaning towards
retiring?
Stel-
No, he's coming
Stel-
back.
So you got Cup,
Garrett Wilson,
Wilson.
Pierce.
Yeah, Damian Pierce. You got him
Like,
for how much? Like $1?
Yeah, $1.
That was nice. That was a nice pick. You always do
Like-
that. Every rookie
I-
draft, you always do that.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
I've gotten
Keep
lucky
this
with the
Bill.
rookie draft, sure. But Pierce, like, I mean, I know he's on a shitty team, but I hadn't been too impressed with Pierce the second half of the season, honestly. Man, I really don't know.
Say they're
I put
taking Bryce Young, like
He
guaranteed.
ended the year good. Pierce did. He ended strong. He just got hurt.
Yeah, just lacking touchdowns there, man, and that's not going to change next year or the year after. I don't foresee that changing much.
Yeah,
Garrett Wilson's a lot.
volume is there, but no touchdowns. That you
Right.
gotta do the score.
And this year, like, and I know, like, I came off a dream team last year, and I didn't have high expectations this year.
Yeah, we
But
saw the video.
Going through a season where like you just don't score touchdowns sucks. Like, my whole team this year just did not score touchdowns. It was tough.
I'm telling you, that got me through like the middle weeks of the year. My guys were all scoring touchdowns. I even told Ted this. Ted was like, he's like, let's make a deal. Let's do something. I was like, man, I don't see myself winning this thing. I don't, because my guys are so touchdown dependent. It's not even funny. Like Waddle right now is 100%. He's the definition of touchdown dependent.
Which is crazy because he's always been volume. Just
Exactly. But now he's like, all right, he's got to score a touchdown. Damn. Sanders, if he don't score, he's worthless. Kenny Walker.
which is also crazy because he's never scored until this year.
Yeah, T. Higgins, touchdown dependent. I mean, he's banged up with a hamstring. Goddard, dear God, hopefully he can find the end zone. Mike Evans he's okay. He's probably the only non-touchdown dependent dude I got.
It's wild. I got like the second best tight end on my bench.
Yeah, Evan Ingram. Yeah.
Yeah, I got.
I'm about to change.
Like,
I'm changing the
is.
trade deadline. I'm changing the trade deadline to tomorrow.
But he's
let's
got
look at
those
those
damn.
acts.
He's got the Jets tomorrow though.
But the Jets are not good against tight ends. oddly enough. They're great against receivers, but not great against tight ends.
Safeties and linebackers are where tight ends get covered by.
Yeah, if you could get a tight end who catches 5 balls,
You got a group that's not
mean,
like the
that's-
Giants right now.
tight ends suck.
Later. See you, Demo.
All right, Demo. Later, man.
Tight ends are so bad. I might legit start Taysom Hill. Like, they're
For
so-
tight ends, unless it's Kelsey, because sometimes Kelsey gets covered by freaking corners, which I don't blame him.
He's got Seattle this week.
If you look at it,
we'll go for 40.
if you look at a team that's banged up at safety, banged up at linebacker, start that tight end. Start that tight end. Seriously, like that's
I like Fryermuth, but
dude, 0
they just,
last
like,
week. What
stopped
the
us.
hell?
Why does that?
So that's the same as T. Higgins, right? Did he even play?
Yeah, he played, but he didn't play. He played like 40% or something of the snaps. But like his playing time has been going down, and plus they had Mitch Trubisky at quarterback.
But it has nothing to do with his talent. It's just his injury because he's the dude. Like he's the
I don't
guy.
think it's the injury. Like
No, he's definitely the guy.
I think but they've been like it's been going down for like 4 straight weeks. Like
Deontay
He
hasn't
must be
practiced this
banged
week,
up,
right?
man.
I
Because
think Deontay's been out this week from practice. I don't know if that. So
yeah,
is
like
Najee.
I'm gonna have to trust the process and just play him because I couldn't. Like I hate Taysom so bad. I just don't want anybody else to play Taysom, so that's why I got him.
you always.
I did
you
the
always
same
gotta
for
trust
Ingram.
the process.
I did
Like
the
I
Ingram.
don't. I would hate if I lost to Taysom Hill, and that was the reason I lost. I would.
I only picked up Ingram's because I was like, the off chance. I don't want anybody else to have him in the playoffs.
Yeah,
And
I had
then
Ingram for
also-
like 3 years.
And then also if Kelsey,
Never again. He's so good though.
if Kelsey went down, I was like, all right, like it gives me a serviceable
You
guy.
love Evan Ingram. You drafted him. Yes, you
Me and
had-
Ted used to have
done
Kelsey
something.
every year.
Did you ever?
me and
Did
Ted
you
had
ever
Kelsey
keep
for
him?
25
You didn't
years.
never keep him though, did you?
Yeah, probably not.
No.
Dude, this is my first Kelsey year, and I've got him in another league, and I'm in the final 4 in both leagues. Like he's such a cheat code, man. He's
One year I
ridiculous.
tried to
I
trade
think- but
AJ,
when's the
Tyreek,
fall
and
off?
Kelsey.
When's the cliff?
I tried to trade in Tank, and I tried to AJ and multiple people. Said, I'll give you Tyreek and Kelsey for whoever it was, CMC. He said no, and Ted was the only one who was like who did a deal, and I gave him to Ted, and Ted won the league.
the good thing about Kelsey, yeah, to that point is like if you somehow like usually like it's almost like a lock that you make the playoffs if you have Kelsey on your team. Like, he's
I
he's
agree with
always
that.
the most rostered person on a playoff team, like
Yeah.
every year.
You outbid me. I bid for him up to like 50,
I'll agree
maybe.
with that.
But if you don't for some reason, if you're the statistical anomaly that doesn't make the playoffs or aren't going to make the playoffs, you can get so much value in our league for him. Like you could literally just max out. Like Trent was willing to just give me everything for him. Like just say, here you go.
Well, I was willing to max out for
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb. Shit.
Yeah.
So
Max out for Chubb last year.
but when's the cliff? Where's the cliff?
Dude, like the routes he runs, I feel like there's not much cliff. Like he's not running deep routes. He's running option routes over the middle, like, and he's making the option and Mahomes is reading him. I feel like it's like he can go either way. He finds himself open. and
The
just-
reason he ate because there was so much
All right, y'all, I'm
attention
hopping
on
Later.
Tyreek. There was so much Tyreek Hill attention. Everybody had to pay attention to his ass. Now there's really
Yeah, man,
nothing else, and there's still nothing.
I mean, he can still be like a possession guy. Like he still breaks away for long touchdowns sometimes where you think he's lost that step. He's still got enough, but his hands are
think-
so good.
I think
He
when he's
finds his
done,
soft
he's done
spot,
though,
man.
because he
He
don't block
finds it.
worth the fuck. He don't
He's
block
so-
worth shit.
Yeah, he doesn't matter. He just
I'm
does.
just saying,
He just finds.
when he's
I like-
done, he's done. When he can't separate and catch the ball anymore, he's done. He's
He's
retired.
not even separating though. Like he'll have his hands.
Like
but he's-
Gonzalez hung around a little bit because he could actually block somebody.
He just finds his soft spots, man. They're not asking him to block. They got that guy. Like I actually really like Noah Gray. I think he looks good in that offense.
I think a lot of people would though. You put
Ah.
Hunter Henry in that offense.
Like I
think
honestly like
incredible.
there's a lot of
Put
times I'm like,
Jawan Johnson in that offense.
there's a lot of
Shut
times
your mouth, bro. Stop bringing him up. would you?
there's a lot of times I think Noah
I
Gray is
love you. That's
Kelsey.
why.
I literally think Noah Gray is Kelsey a lot of times. Like I just think I think he'd be if Kelsey's off the field, I would have Noah Gray on my team like instantly. That guy's good.
If he's that good, like why? I got him in a dynasty league because I thought the fall was coming soon, but I feel like they run a couple other tight ends out there too that Gray doesn't even get. Like they would do like the Isaiah Likely thing and Andrews, like give him more looks. They don't. I mean, obviously they can use pass catchers with all the scrubs they got. You would think that he would get more burn if he was that good.
They'll go after somebody.
Plus he went to Duke, so screw him.
They'll draft somebody or go after somebody before they in-house have somebody come through.